Yeah, you can write it. Wacha tuendelee kuongeza kwa ile.
Uliona vile nili edit?
Oh, hata sijapata time ya kuiangalia.
I know.
Ndio nimefika.
Ndio umefika ume? Me, I had an hour ride. So sasa ndio hata nimerudi.
Oh, ulikuwa umeenda kupeleka sister yako?
Yeah. Yep. Nimeenda na nikarudi. Wacha tu.
Yaani na natokanga mbali.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pia wewe, you can share and write it. Maybe it's better like that. Because sasa unaandika in a language that you understand.
Aya. Ngoja. Wacha ni give me host. Reclaim host. And then ilikuwa hapa, hiyo kitu iko wapi?
Mbona hii naona ama umeedit?
Nimeedit. Niliedit kidogo, uliona?
Ndio hii naiona.
Yeah, niliedit.
Nakuona. You wanna share, you can write as we talk.
Haya, sawa. Saito.
So that we are not double writing. Juu unaandikanga na wewe pia unaandika. So wewe ukiandika unaandika in a language that you understand.
Ndio, right? So niliandika, unaona Kenya niliandika, so niliandika tell me about yourself, alafu hii project I've worked on ulikuwa umeka hapa juu, nili include hapa vile, alafu nikai change like as vile nikaiweka into actual tense. So I'm thankful and grateful to have the opportunity to be here.
Toa your screen and then answer that question. Acha tuanze na that question.
Aya, sawa.
Tell me, so tuko kwa interview, tell me about yourself.
Tell me, unataka tuifanye sasa?
Yeah. Nakuuliza uniambie, usiangalie answer.
Aya. Nasema I'm thankful. Ndasema I'm thankful and I'm grateful to be here. Alafu niseme my name is Arnold and I've been
ulitoa wapi hiyo? It's actually nice. Yeah.
Kwani ninafanya anything wrong?
Hapana, sinasema hiyo like ya kusema I'm thankful and grateful to be here.
Yeah, I mean
yeah,
I believe
set a tone.
Kuset the tone na kuonyesha niko humble, you know?
Yeah.
Si ndio? So ndasema hi Janice. First of all, I'm thankful and I'm grateful to have the opportunity to be here. My name is Arnold Kamau. So a little bit about myself. I have been in the agile world for about 6 years. I currently work for Herbalife International as a Scrum Master. I have served the team, the product owner, and the organization. I have served more than 10 teams in work. Of those who some are offshore and some that onshore. Offshore, including countries like UK and India. And some of the projects I have worked on is like building a one-stop shop for all the users in order for them or to help them purchase products. And then another project I have worked on over the years that actually took a little bit more time is redesigning the payment application and actually modernizing it. Also, one last thing, if I may add, is I have worked with I have worked with different POs over the years. to be able to build a catalog, a product catalog that the CEO requires the company to have for the end users for updated products, so that it can help in bringing more business. I have supported and facilitated the different Scrum meetings, like sprint planning, daily stand-up, sprint review, and sprint retrospective. Actually, some of the achievements that I've been able to accomplish in Herbalife is I've helped more than 10 teams adapt to the agile mindset and utilizing Scrum principles, and I've also coached different teams on agile methods and creating and helping the PO to create multiple POs to create healthy product backlogs. I've also helped the PO to manage different dependencies and risks in order to bring more efficiency and effectiveness. So that is why I'm applying to whatever company it is going to be at that time. And then and the reason why I was looking for a different opportunity is I have already grown inside of Herbalife, and I was looking for something that is going to challenge me and increase my value. And as I continue to bring more value into the marketplace, and based off the mission, vision, diversity, and inclusion, I thought your company would be a great fit. So
Hey, that's perfect. Like kama ningekuwa interviewer, I wouldn't know that you have zero experience. That is really good.
Yeah. So
hauko unasoma?
No.
That was really, really good. Like yeah. I was not even that good.
We, lakini nimeikram mpaka zaidi ananikasirikia usiku because hakuna kitu ingine nafanya.
Yeah. Lakini correction. But it's really, really good. Like there's hata hakuna kitu wrong umesema. Lakini nataka hapo kwa product owner, that was good because that's also something unasema you helped product owner. That is, it's not typically like a Scrum Master role, but you helped, like you ya create product catalog. Yeah, you helped the product owner. That's good, but it's not a typical role of a Scrum Master. So you can say those, but also make sure you're emphasizing on things that are roles of a Scrum Master.
Yeah.
Kama umesema PO, yeah, pia ulisema like some other things that are also role of a Scrum Master. You help the PO to manage dependencies. Umesema you helped a PO to maintain a healthy backlog. Another thing that you can say you help the PO is that you coach the PO into writing good user stories.
Oh. Okay. So you wacha ni change sai.
So you can say other things, but emphasize on those roles that are a Scrum Master. Hadi uko na group?
Niko hadi kwa Scrum Master group. Niko serious. Kwani unafikiria nacheza? Nilitoa Facebook.
That is good.
Yeah. Niko serious. So hii hapa product catalog hapana, right?
You can put it as like a brand. Ama you can clearly make sure you're mentioning it.
No. Oh, okay.
Lakini maybe can you explain it like mtu akiweza kuuliza ebu enda kwa your point.
Some of the
nione like if I'm an interviewer and then nikuulize iko wapi every requesting. So every year the PO requested building a new improved online and paper copy catalog with a list of products
to the end user. So what can you explain?
And then ukumbuke.
Yeah.
I just want to see where you're going with these points. Ukisema with a list of products for the end user, make sure you're saying software products.
Oh, okay.
Not like products kama like not like the physical product. These are, remember, is a software team.
Software
so when we say products, we are talking about software products.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So your point maybe is, I don't know if you thought about in your head you are thinking about software products, ama you are talking about physical products.
Physical products, which makes it wrong, right?
Yeah, so remember, software products.
So what project I've worked on, ama niache kierere nifanye tu hizi mbili, right?
Yeah, those are perfect. Toa hiyo.
Wacha nitoi. Na kimbele yangu nafikiria najua sana. Haya. Out.
And then like ukiweka hizo points, make sure it's something that you can explain. Akiweza kuuliza, maybe they might become curious.
Yeah.
And then ukiongea about the ceremonies, you didn't say about what they are. So I wasn't sure kama maybe just
wacha nijitete. So nilikuwa nasikia umekuwa busy. So nilikuwa nasikia video ya interview from huyo dem mwenye ni agile coach. Aliita like nini yote ni like kubrag, alafu alisema ukibrag usibrag sana, usibrag like uende ati 5 minutes 6 minutes 7 minutes 8 minutes. So alisema una brag, but ukibrag una brag kidogo. Alisema usijaribu usiende more than 3 minutes, ndio pia isikae nikaa I don't know, isikae fishy. So nilisema nilisema but sikusema ni nini, but what I can do do you think I can add sprint planning, which is the meeting that is planned, blah blah blah, alafu niseme daily stand up, it's the 15-minute meeting, and then daily retro is the meeting that is done at the end of the sprint, alafu niseme sprint retrospective in a nutshell. Do you think I should add that?
Yeah, you can do that. Okay. So maybe tuseme basi usiseme like into details. You can just say what they are.
Okay.
Like Kasema, you facilitated Scrum ceremonies such as daily stand-up, which is a 15-minute meeting where the team give updates. And then you just say what they are in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Because pia ukiona like some people wenye wanasema like how do they separate like a Scrum Master who's experienced from a Scrum Master who read through the book.
Oh, okay.
I think inajua your introduction ndo ina leadingi like
into more questions.
Like into more questions.
Okay.
But also I can get the perspective of the other person when anasema you don't say too much.
Yeah, alisema usi scrum diarrhea sana ndio wasikuwe turned off. Support the team in the following way schedule Scrum events ensured by the progress Scrum events planning.
Yeah, na pia wewe unaweza mjudge like ukiangalia interviewer ukiona anakaa interested into what you're saying, maybe unaweza ongeza hiyo part ya kuzidefine, lakini ukiona kama ni unajua unaweza ona uone mtu kama ako interested or not. Unaweza sema hivyo like without explaining what they are, and then maybe atakuuliza. But also I feel like set up for this person know what they are talking about.
Yeah. Wacha niandike hapa define the event, alafu baadaye out of the call itakuja nizifanye sawa.
But this point was good.
Which one?
Why you're applying.
Oh yeah.
Because hata sikukwambia hiyo, lakini I guess you've learned it, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because watauliza why should we hire you, but nikisha sema why I'm applying ataniuliza.
Yeah, I've grown in my current role and I'm looking for a new place to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And based off na ini general, yani nishasoma mission statement yao, so wanaona
you've researched the company.
But si ati nimesoma, ni vile tu ni mission statement general, because every company has a vision. Every company, hakuna watu wanataka tu kuandika watu wa black, kila mtu ako na diversity na wana include kila mtu, so it's a general one. Yeah, that was my thought process.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Niambie a little bit about the ceremonies.
Ceremonies gani?
Just all of them.
So the first hebu nikuulize kwa interview niko na swali. Kwa interview nafaa kuongea.
Natafuta hapa ma questions ndo nikuulize, lakini yasema
kwa interview nafaa kuongea juu ya backlog refinement.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know it's not like one of the agile ceremonies, but it's an important meeting.
That is okay. Let me start.
And then. You should have it.
Okay, let me start then. So what I know about the ceremonies is first of all, in Herbalife where we've worked, we always did a backlog refinement, which is not a Scrum ceremony, but we do this meeting in order to make sure that the product backlog items that are coming from the PO are arranged in order from the most important to the least important.
Time box?
For about 1 hour.
Yeah, you can say have it make sure you're saying you are aware that depending on the length of the sprints, the number of times you should have it. So you can say for a 2-week sprint, you have backlog refinement every week. So for a 2-week sprint, you'll have 2 backlog refinements.
Ngoja. Hiyo unajua tulikuwa tumeongea. Hiyo ngoja iko hapa. Tulikuwa tumeandika wapi hizo notes? Ndio hii backlog. Ini backlog pre-refinement alafu ni backlog refinement. So for a
2-week sprint, you'd have 2 refinements, which is once every week.
For a 2-week sprint.
For a 2-week refinement.
For a 2-week refinement.
Yeah, you have 2 backlog refinements, which is once every week. Because kama you have a 4-week sprint, then it will be different. If you have a 1-week sprint, then it will be different.
Yeah. So so to make sure that the product backlog items are arranged from the most important to the least important. The Scrum Master also in this meeting ensures that the developers understand that the product backlog items must have a story statement, acceptance criteria, and a description. And then after that, they assign story points to the story, and per each story point they vote. And if there is anyone who has a higher vote compared to the rest of the team, I as a Scrum Master would ask why they have this vote, and we would all talk and have a unified vote and move over towards the next story. And that
kuna juu hapo umesema so that usiji confuse. So you as a Scrum Master, you're facilitating the backlog refinement. But the PO owns the meeting. So najua hapo mali umesema you as the Scrum Master, you make sure the developers understand the story statement. Like it's not you. So kama your points, because I know what you're trying to say. So you can say You just want to make sure that you are telling the interviewer that you know who does what during that ceremony. So you can say the product owner provides details of the story and ensures the developer have understood the story and they're ready to vote. You as the Scrum Master will facilitate the voting. Lakini kumbuka, whoever is ensuring that the developers have understood the story is the PO.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Next.
So after that, after backlog refinement, then we would come and do, after backlog refinement, we would come and do sprint planning. And this is the meeting that happens during the first day of the sprint. And the purpose of this is so that the team can be able to talk about what they will deliver in that sprint, right? It also, it is attended by the PO, and it's attended by the PO and the developers, and its time box is 2 hours, right?
Yeah, so it's attended by the POs, the developers, and the Scrum Master.
Right?
Yeah. And hapo kwa refinement unaweza sema pia sometimes the team can invite a subject matter expert if they have queries on some issues.
Oh, okay.
And then nikikuuliza, so how do you vote?
So voting...
and then pia ukumbuke ukisema estimate stories unasema you estimate using like, okay, maybe unaweza nyamazia so that it doesn't need to further questions.
Yeah.
But you can say it's how you feel comfortable. But in case pia maybe ukose kusema and then akuulize, so how do you estimate your stories? So you estimate based on effort using Fibonacci series.
Yeah.
But also know some people estimate based on hours. With one story point based on days, with one story point representing 1 day.
1 day, yeah.
Because that means, so how do you estimate stories?
Yeah.
So that's a question that is possible. How do you estimate? So you can say the team, like how Junes always, so how do you train your developers to estimate? So kuna different methods. Kuna t-shirt sizing.
Yeah.
So unajua hiyo ya small,
yeah,
medium,
small,
large.
Medium, large, extra large, yeah.
Yeah.
But si ninasema what tumetumia, what nimework with. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Another one. Another ceremony.
Oh, another ceremony would be the daily stand-up, which is which is a meeting that occurs 15 minutes daily, and it is mostly in the morning. It is time boxed for 15 minutes, and the team it is time boxed for 15 minutes, and I as a Scrum Master encourage teams that are teams that are remote to go on video call. In this meeting, we talk about what was done the previous day, what would be done today, and any impediments that is on the developers' way towards achieving the sprint goal.
Good. Another one.
Then the last, not the last one. then we have the sprint review. So sprint review, this is the meeting that happens on the last day of the sprint. Okay. The purpose of the sprint review is to show and demo, right? So it is to show and demo what they completed in that sprint. The meeting is attended by the Scrum Master, the development team, and the stakeholders or business owners. And this meeting is time boxed for 2 hours per 2-week sprint.
So maybe I'm a crazy interview and I ask you, which agile principle is measured during this the demo?
Which what?
Agile principle is being utilized or measured during the demo. Frequent release of working software is a measurement of progress. Because during the demo, you're demoing a working piece of software that you worked on during that sprint. Yeah, it's not like I've never had somebody ask me, but I'm just thinking of all the things you could be asked. Maybe you just met like also just to think about, like when you're talking about ceremonies, you can also think about like what agile principles are being utilized by those ceremonies. So something to think about. Juu kama daily stand-up ina-utilize principle ya face-to-face communication. Ni face-to-face communication though, like a better way of communicating. Yeah, so that's why you have like each of these ceremonies have been tailored, have been guided by an agile principle. Okay. And then the last ceremony.
And then the last ceremony is the sprint retrospective. And this meeting happens on the last day of the sprint. It is time boxed for 2 hours for a 2-week sprint. And the purpose of this meeting is to reflect on what went well and what did not go well, and the things that could have been implemented better, and also the things that could be implemented in the upcoming sprint. That's it.
Cool. Very good. Nana, wewe umejua, you should try interview 1.
Yo.
Umesoma behavioral questions. Like, tell me a time, like, just after one behavioral question. Ndio nilikuwa najaribu kuangalia hapa. Nataka kuuliza.
Nikiingia job sitachanganikiwa.
Nakwambia kwanza ukisoma ndo unachanganyikiwa, lakini ukiingia job utachanganyikiwa. Once labda ile kitu, lakini hata hizo maboda zikwangi ngumu, lakini maybe to the only thing yenye tuseme unaweza funzwa tu ni use the board. That's it. Apart from that utaipata tu ikiwa, I mean of course kuna like ukiwa the more you gain experience, the more you are able to do ceremonies better and better, but it's something where like because of your personality, I know you're going to make a good Scrum Master.
Ukiwa mniu ulikuwa una facilitate hizi ceremonies kwanza wewe ukai kuongea.
But what you don't know is our developers, most of them hata wapendangi kuongea. Lakini siku hizi at least siku hizi timu yangu at least huwa tunaongea, tunapiga story kama I mean this is an anti pattern. Lakini kama last week Friday kwa meeting tulienda like 30 minutes overtime just because tulikuwa tunapiga story like everybody because the whole team was there and then so sai ndo watu wanaenda vacations so tulikuwa na a lot of stories which is a good thing for a team because sometimes hiyo inafanya teams zikuwe close which makes it easy for them to work together because I found that the reason every Friday tunafanyanga like team meeting is because before like especially like being remote like tulikuwa tuna work kama robots. You don't know me, I don't know you. Show up in a meeting, tunafanya stand up, everybody disappears. We didn't know each other. So that's why I introduced the team meeting and I've seen an improvement on how we communicate. People have become close, so that's a good thing for a team.
Na kila mtu ako scattered.
Yeah, majority wako India.
Na wewe ukienda ofisi unaendanga ofisi kutana na nani?
Kuna few wenye tuko Chicago, lakini all in all, juu wengine wako India, tunakwanga tu hivi. Bado we are still like zooming.
Nyinyi bado mnakwanga zoom regardless.
Yani kama tunaenda kwa ofisi tu for sure. Lakini kama watu wenye wako Chicago, we do meet. Kama leo tulikuwa lunch and also kama niko na meeting na mtu mwenye ako hapo, huwa tuna meet face to face, so it's okay.
Na ingine yenye mlikuwa mnafanya Zoom before uanze sasa yuko Capital One ama uko Northern Trust?
Northern Trust.
So ukiwa Capital One hiyo si ilikuwa completely online?
Yeah, Capital One how wali end up 100% remote.
So
how for G how watashinda 100% remote.
Yeah, nili-apply job sana ilikuwa lini jana. Nili-apply jana job Capital One. Niliona kwa Dice. Ilikuwa ina range from $56 to $77 an hour. Yeah.
Hapo you go for the higher.
Yeah. Janice, I think I've applied more than 50 applications.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll start calling you probably like in January because
in January, yeah.
Signed or like okay, people have been approved to hire, so they're starting to get their teams together so that they can hire. And also people have gone for holidays.
Yeah. Nani uhaya watu tu sio Scrum Master, sio PO. PO ndio uhaya watu. I mean kuna
hapana kama mimi ni Scrum Master maybe unaweza pata naweza kuwa responsible kuhire a Scrum Master. Like kama mimi mwenye alinihire is a Scrum Master. So my manager is a Scrum Master, ndo alini interview na akanihire. So you mostly inakuanga hivyo like mtu mwenye ako kwa that role ndo anaku interview na ndio anakuhire.
Interview yako ilikuwa how long?
Ilikuwa like maybe 40 minutes.
Yeah. Now walikwambia sahi nikiongea na wewe nasikia tu hiyo nervousness. Wanakwambianga you are hired on the spot or no?
No, sinikwambia mimi niliambiwa aje they're going to interview other people and I was like why would you tell me? So nikadhani
watakuhire.
Me I will not be hired because ameshaniambia like acha janipea hopes. It's like you're telling me you have to see other better people.
Alikuwa na attitude
Not really. Si nilikwambia what happened. Tulikuwa tumeinterview vizuri and then question akauliza so what was your team working on? I said I don't know. Na hapo ndo alimalizia interview. Akaniambia okay, I'll continue interviewing other people. Guess maybe other people are worse.
Na unamjua?
He's my friend up to now. Actually alikuwa he was a very good manager to me.
Wait.
Lakini watu wengine wako wanasikizana na yeye, but me I liked him. He was nice. Unaona yeye hata kenye ilinisaidia. Pia yeye he was a good manager in that alikuwa anatuambia step by step of what to do.
In ukiwa Capital One.
Yeah. Like I got that advantage because alikuwa anatuambia step by step of things to do. So we just got hired, the team was new. So alikuwa ananiambia, hey, you need to have your team norming ceremony. So unaona kama hiyo mimi sikuwa najua.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that leads me to the question, what do you You've been hired as a new Scrum Master. The team you're going to work with doesn't have any experience in Agile and is very skeptical about Scrum. They want to focus on coding and don't want to track their progress or attend meetings. How do you influence and motivate them to use Scrum?
I would emphasize on the importance of teamwork instead of the team should think we. I would also build a personal relationship offline with the team members in order for me to have an easier time teaching them about the new principles that they would acquire and the benefits that they would learn from doing Scrum.
Yeah. So the most important thing to make sure unasema you're coaching them about Scrum.
Yeah.
You're telling them the importance because yes, you can coach them about Scrum, but if they don't understand the importance, they won't see.
Yeah.
Encouraging them to try.
Yeah.
So you encourage them to try. And you're not imposing, you're encouraging them to try and see if they will see any advantages or any disadvantage, and they can inspect and adapt the method. So encouraging them to try and see what happens is also good. So it's good. You said you will coach them about Scrum. So coach them about Scrum and make sure you're saying you're coaching them and telling them the importance. And then another thing, encourage them to try and see if they will fail or succeed. So that will make them more open. And then building personal relationship that gives you an easier time to coaching them into the new method.
Yeah.
That is good actually.
Thanks. Tunajaribu. Oh boy. But naona nikanda nda pass interview.
Utapass, you know a lot. Like honestly, I didn't know like the way you know.
Labda niulize yani kitu too crazy. na huyo dem nilikuwa nasikia ni agile coach aliniambia awaendange really too much into depth, like leo alikuwa anasema they can ask about metrics but they will not tell you to explain what this metric is and this metric is. Wewe uliulizwa metrics?
They can tell you like, so how do you, like they don't ask you that, like nobody will come and tell me, oh, tell me about Scrum metrics. They will ask you questions that will require you to use metrics. Kama, how do you measure your team performance?
Yeah.
So you see that question requires you to use metrics to answer it.
Yeah.
Kama, okay, so let me ask, so how do you measure your team performance?
At the end of the sprint, during the daily stand up, I would present the team with the burn down chart to see how they are burning down the sprint. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, that's good. So you can incorporate, you don't also have to say one metric, you can incorporate different metrics.
Yeah.
So how do you measure your team performance? So one, yeah, you can utilize burn down charts during your stand up to track how they're burning down the sprint or how they're like completing stories throughout the sprint.
Yeah.
And then another one you can use is velocity, just to show how much they are able to deliver based on the team's capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Nona, questions like that will require you to think from a point of metrics. Yeah. So whatever the interviewer asks, just quickly think about like what are they trying to test with this question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ile saili uliniuliza juu ya backlog refinement, did I answer correctly?
Yeah, it was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You're really, really good.
Okay, let me ask you, this backlog pre-refinement is backlog pre-refinement is the meeting I will have with the PO and a tech lead just to make sure that the PO has yani nisijui nitaexplainaje, yani ako na hizo stories, ndio tukifanya backlog refinement atufanyi meeting ya bure na huku hakuna stories.
Yeah, so you can say like you usually meet, yeah, how you serve the PO, like you usually meet with the product owner before refinement,
yeah,
so that you can make sure the PO has all the required stories for the backlog refinement. It's just as simple as that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ngoja niandike hapa. Oh, I'm not too bad. Not too bad, huh?
No, you're actually good.
Not too bad. Ngoja. Sasa nikijibu maswali zako nilikuwa nafikiria wewe ndio unataka kufungua nini?
Oh no. LLC. Ni na namfanyia QuickBooks. Nimekuwa nilimfanyia profit loss statement kwa Excel sheet. And that was a lot of calculation, like to create formulas to generate that.
Ukieka ako na receipts?
Yeah, ako nazo. Sasa ndo nilimwambia nitumie hizo receipts nitazi-upload kwa QuickBooks. So lakini nimesha link bank accounts.
QuickBooks Janice ni so easy. Unachukua tu hizo receipts, unazi-upload kwa QuickBooks. Uki-upload kwa QuickBooks inakupatia profit loss statement. Like boom.
Yeah, but see, kwanza you have to categorize. You have to categorize your transactions. Lakini maybe because I'm setting it up for the first time, so it has a lot of like the book has not balanced.
Oh.
Yes, kama ulifanya business. Mimi sikufanya business, lakini nakumbuka watu wa business walikuwa wanasema wana balance the book, wana balance the sheet.
Wana balance book. Hiyo nini iko wapi? Iko hapa, tulikuwa tunaandika what backlog pre-refinement is.
Yeah, unaona hata hiyo question yenye nimekutumia, that's yenye nimekuuliza. That can also be a bragging point. Hata nakutumia hapa. So hiyo ya kusema the team you're working on, it doesn't have any experience in agile and is very, so unaweza ulizwa like pia one of your achievements unaweza sema you are hired on on a new team that did not like had zero experience in agile. Yeah. And so you can say how you so and then ukasema uliwa coach, and then naona hizo vitu zenye umesema you can transform them as things that you did, and at the end the team is maybe 90% agile.
Yeah. Scrum Master and tech lead or architect, right? Companies zingine zina
zingine ziko na architect, zingine ziko na tech lead.
Nakumbuka Janice, you see I'm not a bad student.
You are really a good student. Wewe utapita lazima.
Meeting with the PO, the Scrum Master and the tech lead, architect to make sure that the PO has Oh. Bryson ako poa?
Yeah.
Alipona?
Oh, good. Niko kwetu sasa, at least watu wamembeba.
Oh, good.
Lakini siku hizi naye hawezi wekwa chini.
Yeah. So umesema bragging points ni I've helped developers who are stubborn about adopting Agile, right?
Yeah, I can say a team.
I've helped a team.
You've helped a team that was new to Agile adopt Agile.
Says you wait your interview today is
Alafu kitu ingine yenye sasa yenye nimeona hatujasoma yenye unaweza ulizwa niyo ya Kanban.
Oh, hiyo Kanban.
So unaweza ulizwa like how
XP ni nini? Uliniandikia pia hapa XP.
Extreme pair programming. Basically extreme pair. So mimi tuli practice kwa job yetu ya Northern Trust. Actually ni watu another company contractiwa na Northern Trust to come and help Northern Trust deliver a particular project. They are a high performing team. The developers na Agile 100%. Like most of the companies you will see, developers know nothing about Scrum. But them looks like the company has done a lot of job to make sure everyone is Agile. And extreme pair programming is really effective for teams that are high performing. So what happens developers work together. Like unaona hizi methodologies zingine like it's teamwork, yes, but unapatanga like a developer is assigned to one story. But extreme pair programming, just as the word say, extreme pair programming, these developers work together. Like kama ni this story, they pair. So one story has two people working on it. So today is Monday, kuna story A na story, and usually they will work on one story per day. Like they will finish that story. Like just sometimes napata story moja mtu ana work on for 2 days, but then they will usually finish it. But if in case they don't finish it, so kuna A, B and C. Tuseme hizo ni stories. Na kuna watu 1, 2 na 3. So watu 1 hao ni like group 1 wamework on story A lakini hawakuimaliza. The next day wakikuja hawata work on story A, wata work on story B, and then group ile ingine itaenda kwa story A. So kama they are not able to finish a story within a day, the next day they will shuffle the pairs. So in a nutshell, that is basically like a program developers working in pairs.
Okay.
And then so they can utilize Scrum because they are like they can have sprints, and they can utilize other frameworks, but basically is a method where developers work by pairing.
Yeah. Nimeandika in pairs. Acha nikwambie kenye nimeandika. This is a team of developers that have adopted Agile and complete stories in pairs and complete the stories typically in a day. And if they don't, they shuffle the following day in pairs.
Yes, perfect.
Perfect?
Perfect.
Na umesema Kanban ni nini?
Wacha nikuone. Naona textbook explanation extreme pair programming is developers work together on one computer.
Oh.
So, but same thing. Okay, tumesema. So Kanban. So maybe wacha tufanye hivi. Let's write down the difference between. So maybe kwa your notes unaandika difference between Scrum and Kanban, and then now you'll be able to understand Kanban. Because mostly they like to ask this question, like they don't ask you, so what's Kanban? They like to ask you, they can give you a scenario kama hiyo yenye nimekwambia, like production or like support team. I'm a team that has quickly changing priorities. They can tell you, oh, I have a team that has quick changing priorities. Which method would you, which framework would you advise them to work on? So wacha tuanze na Kanban na Scrum. So kwa Scrum kuna Scrum Master na developers. So maybe like write 3 columns and then I'll tell, so maybe make a table and then have 3 columns and then 1 column andika Scrum, unaweza andika kama ama notes. 1 column andika notes, another column andika Kanban, another column andika Scrum.
Ati notes.
Yeah. Share your screen.
Changing priorities. Wacha nishare screen tu sahi. Oh boy. Difference between Scrum and
Kanban.
Let's go.
So kwa notes unaweza create table.
So you create table.
Endo kwa insert.
So wacha nikufanye tu nini ufanye.
Hapana, fanya wewe. I want you to write it in your language. Enda hapo kwa insert. Hata si lazima tutumie table. I just feel like it will be more organized. Table. And then fanya 3 rows. 3 rows. And then columns unaweza weka as much as you want. Unaweza enda down. Yeah. Hivyo. So
how the hell do you move this thing?
Google Docs. Siku hizi Microsoft wanakwanga wajanja, wanataka ulipie.
Oh yeah,
Microsoft Word.
Niliona. Wait, it wasn't like that though, right?
Yeah, it used to be free, like it used to come with a laptop, but now you gotta pay for it.
Oh.
Are you able to type inside there?
I think so.
Yeah. So there's first column notes, second column Scrum, the other column Kanban. Because basically Kanban is like managing work in a Kanban board following a flow. But I want you to understand the difference so that, because mtu akikuuliza, so why would you use Kanban over Scrum? Or why would you use Scrum over Kanban?
Scrum ni product owner.
So kwa the first hapo kwa section ya notes andika roles. So that you hapo chini no kwa the other row hapo andika role. The reason nakwambia hivyo ni so uelewe, like, so this is the difference in terms of role between Kanban na Scrum. So Scrum has a Scrum Master and development team. But Kanban has no set roles.
Kanban has no
set roles. So it doesn't have like like Scrum is like very specific. It has a Scrum Master, it has a PO, it has a development team. But Kanban has no set roles. Like it's not organized like that. Like it doesn't have a Scrum Master, like it doesn't have defined roles. But that does not mean a Kanban team cannot have a Scrum Master. It can have a Scrum Master, but like rules of Scrum, like you must have a Scrum Master and a development team, but Kanban is not a must. And then kwa notes, the second row enda kwa flexibility. Andika flexibility. So that you're able to understand the difference in terms of flexibility. So when we come to Scrum, Scrum
when you mwalimu for sure.
So Scrum is not flexible. So no flexibility. By that I mean, Scrum, like once you start a sprint, it's the expectation or it's a good practice not to bring in new requirements after, like new stories into the sprint after a sprint has started. So that's an example of like why Scrum is not flexible. Yeah, and you use the right word, expected. Sometimes they might bring them, but good practice or the expectation is to not bring no new stories when a sprint has started. But Kanban, it's flexible. You can change requirements as quickly as you want. Like you can bring in new projects at any time. Umemaliza? Yeah, and then so the user, kwa notes, andika user, or who is he used for? Not up there, next row. No, huku kwa notes, naweka vya kuna flexibility, so ingine ni user. Or into brackets, who uses it. So who is using Scrum? So Scrum is for teams that are working on short projects with a lot of lots of chronological complex tasks. So like, for example, you're working on maybe building an application, right? It's really complex, so you divide it into shorter projects, and you're able like to deliver within like a sprint. But Kanban is for teams that are working on repetitive projects like support team.
I think Kanban is
teams that are working on daily repetitive projects like support team. And then what hapa kwa notes andika like how it's managed. So Scrum focuses on sprints. So Scrum focuses or uses sprints. Lakini Kanban is a task-based workflow and interactive board. Wacha nikuambie example ya Kanban. Unaona kama hii table yenye uko nayo hapa? Like you can just have like a table and then hapa ikue to do in progress complete. That's a Kanban board.
Ati ebu rudia.
Also task-based workflow and interactive boards. Interactive. Not interruptive, interactive.
So hii board yenye iko hapa sasa tunatumia inaweza kuwa Kanban.
Yeah, so your team will build their own workflow. Yeah. So nikisema workflow ni how they want the story to move from start to finish. Like kama hapa maybe hii column unasema stories are ready, they put them there. Once people start working on them, they move it to in progress. Once it's complete, it's moved to done. So that's a workflow. Yeah.
So let me ask you something, yeah? Can we bring up a point about facilitation, as like a Scrum Master being a facilitator in Scrum, but what about Kanban?
If you also work with the Kanban team, you're also still a facilitator. Ni venye tu like rules of Scrum, like a Scrum team, it's like the role is well defined. Like we have a Scrum Master, we have a development team. Kanban, they don't have defined roles, but that does not mean a Scrum Master will not work on a Kanban team. If a team is using Kanban, you'll still do the same roles that you do as a Scrum Master, but now you will not have like sprints because you don't have sprints. So none of things like sprint planning are eliminated because you don't have sprint planning. You can have a planning session with your team where they plan like the highest priority, but it's not called sprint planning because they don't have sprints. Yeah. And then another thing that's value delivery kwa notes. So value delivery ni kwa Scrum, it's delivered at the end of a sprint. You know, like when we say working software is delivered at the end of a sprint, but Kanban ongoing, anytime you can deliver value. Because you don't have sprints.
At the value delivery. Hapa kwa Scrum value delivery ni?
It's delivered at the end of each sprint. But then Kanban, it's ongoing, like anytime you can deliver value. And then another row.
Itanikubali niongeze ingine?
Yeah, click on it. Click hapa chini.
Hapa.
No, ndani ya hiyo row. Ndani ya hiyo row. And then right click. No, not that one. Just click inside the box.
Here?
No.
Here?
Inside the row, yeah. Right click.
Right click.
Nothing is coming up. Ebu enda hapo kwa insert. Let me go and try it. Insert. No.
Table.
Because we want to insert a new row. Wacha niangalie hiyo nini.
Nikufanyie host.
No. Si niko na hiyo nini? Niko na hiyo.
Wani mbaya ati Microsoft Word walijifanya wajanja.
Wameona they need to charge you.
Yeah, niliona nikashangaa nikasema Microsoft Word walianza lini kucharge watu? Pia Capital One ulikuwa na downtime kama hivi vile uko nayo kwa hii job?
Mbona Capital One sasa ndio ilikuwa na downtime mob? Sasa nilikuanga nafanya mbili.
After how long ulifanya job mbili?
Like 5 months, 6 months.
Wow, ulikuwa una manage yani? Ndio maana ulilipa tax pesa mingi. Yeah.
Sasa America unaijua ni kama inataka watu wakwe maskini. Like unapata watu wenye hawana job wanapatanga like a lot of benefits.
Unafikiria wale watu homeless, unafikiria wale watu huko downtown homeless Chicago wenye wako na blanketi, unafikiria nani hizo blanketi? Si ni wewe?
And then they get like Medicare and stuff. Meanwhile, we have to pay expensive insurance. Na nani analipa hiyo Medicare?
Si ni wewe?
Mwenye anafanya kazi.
Ni nyinyi.
Every day inatikiwa out of my paycheck and I cannot use it.
Inakatwa kabla uione. Lakini
man, mbona sioni mali pako ada row?
Si tu add tu ni nyingine hapa kwa insert, no?
Ku add table. Sasa si itakuwa table mpya.
Si tutaad kwa sini sawa tu. Si board ni yetu tunatumia.
Mbona ime add ndani ya hiki kibox? Umeona kenye imefanya?
Si naona.
Nimeitoa.
Yeah, naona venye unafanya. So mbona
add another, acha ni add another table hapa chini.
Yeah, add a table.
And then tutai clean up baadaye.
Sawa. Yeah, Janice wewe ni teacher and a half, sikudanganyi. Good teacher.
Sasa imagine tukikuwa organized with materials.
Usijali tuta execute business mbaya sana.
Wewe utakuwa part ya kuambia watu like inspiring stories.
Usijali mimi.
Ila kitu sijangi kufanya ni kuchekesha watu. I feel like an interesting class inafaa kuwa na like something funny.
Nilikuwa nafikiria wewe ni mshae, but wewe sio. Nilikuwa nakuona kama ka soft mtu amenyamaza but naona unaweza ongea.
Mimi bado ni msofty.
Unakaa mtu huwezi ongea sana but unaweza nini. No, you have a good personality for class. Ni jokes tu kidogo tutakuwasha ignition ya jokes.
Umewahi make joke alafu hakuna mtu anacheka kwa class?
No. Okay. One thing I've learned as an entrepreneur, si nilikwambia nini Herbalife naenda kuspeak. So one thing I've learned as an entrepreneur, I have to tell you is like ukifanya mistake, like you have to pick you like ukifanya mistake uanguke, lazima ujiamshe mbio. Siku moja nilienda kuongea Herbalife meeting, alafu nikasema what's going on Boston, na tukuwa Boston, tulikuwa Rhode Island. Okay, tulikuwa Rhode Island. So kila mtu akaanza kucheka, nikashangaa watu wanacheka nini. Nikasema oh yeah, of course everyone thought we were in Boston, it's not just me, right? Yeah, right Arnold. So kitu like ukianguka kama speaking, because in speaking tunaenda Zoom and everything, like ukianguka like unajiamsha. So hata ukicheka on your own joke unasema of course I'm dumb enough, I laugh at my own jokes, like
something like so that it does not show kama ukisema kitu as a slip.
Yeah,
like you don't have to show that that was the wrong thing you said. Find a funny way to to be kama ilikuwa like part of the script or something,
right? Lazima ukuwe na hiyo nini ya kujinini mbio.
Na Maigama unamuona anga huko venye ameshine.
Nani?
Maigama.
Yeah.
Ananiwanga huko kwa TikTok.
Anakuanga ameshine.
Health is good, like ali change 360.
Yeah,
alikuanga ameparara kama mimi hapa. Siku hizi anashine hadi skin.
Yeah, Johnson yuko Kenya. Niliongea naye on Saturday. Na hiyo accent yake, mimi nakwambia anyone can do business.
Ako na wateja
mbaya. Yeah.
Sina wewe ukimwona TikTok hautach. Nilikuanga nadhani ni kijana Mkisii ameokoka na anapenda Mungu.
Kwanza ukisikia hizo vulgar conversation anakuanga nazo huko na mademu wengine sijui 12 am. Oh my God.
Yeah. So the next thing ni good for collaboration, like kwa notes. So the first column andika good for collaboration.
Good for
collaboration.
Collaboration iko na double L. No, yeah.
Yeah. And then kwa Scrum, yes, like it's good for collaboration, and also Kanban. So both of them are good for collaboration.
Yeah.
And then the last one, Valata leta ile kofia. After Christmas. Si anajua video tuna retreat. And then key metrics. Kanban, Scrum uses velocity. Kanban uses cycle and lead times. You remember what velocity is, yeah?
Yeah. The amount of stories that can be completed in a sprint.
Not that can be, that have been completed.
That have been completed in a sprint.
Yeah, because ukisema can, now you're changing.
Yeah. Use a cycle and
lead time. cycle time is the amount of time it takes to complete a task from start to finish.
Is the
amount of time it takes to complete a specific task from start to finish.
Yeah.
And then lead time is the amount of time that has, like, honestly, to me, these things seem like different, but it's just about the seem the same, but it's just about the tense. The cycle time is the amount of time it takes to complete a task from start to finish. But lead time is the amount of time that has passed from the start to the finish of a task.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's all about Kanban. Like unaona kama hii board easy columns can be a Kanban board.
Oh,
So like for example, mtu akaweza kuambia, tell me what is Kanban. The best thing to use here, able go up there. Hapa no kwa table, kwa hii table nimekucreatea. The best explanation that you can give is no. Kanban is a task-based workflow and interactive board. And then, so like mtu akwambia, oh, tell me Kanban. What is Kanban? So you can tell me how you've understood Kanban.
Well, inaitwa Kanban board, right? For a reason.
Yeah.
Because it's a task.
Yeah.
It's a task-based board. Ningesema tu hivyo. It's a task-based board that does not involve sprints.
Yeah, and also in a layman's language, because every time I learn something from a book, I try to say it in a layman's language, like something that I will not forget. So how I would say Kanban is, Kanban is a board that is used to track work in progress following a specific workflow.
Task-based board that has no set roles used to complete workflow. So, yeah.
Now let me revise what you've written here. Task-based board with a specific workflow used to track work in progress. That is because this statement here is confusing because it's not used to complete workflow. So task-based board with a specific workflow used to track work in progress. And then down there, I've given you the difference between Scrum and Kanban, because one of the questions that they like to ask is, when will you suggest a team to use Kanban, and when will you suggest a team to use Scrum? So, unaona hizi difference, so you can twist them to answer that question. So, kama hapo unaweza sema, I'll suggest a team to use Kanban when they want to keep on like delivering value anytime they want. They can change priorities anytime they want. So you can twist these differences to match your answer.
Match your answers, yeah.
Cool.
Question. How would they ask you? Wewe walikuuliza swali ya metrics?
Yeah, kama hiyo swali yenye nimekuuliza. Yenye nilikuuliza hiyo ya how do you track your team's progress?
Yeah.
Cool.
Sweet. Uli download QuickBooks wapi? Kwa nini? Kwa laptop?
Yeah. You want me to share?
Yeah, ngoja wacha nikufanye host.
And then if you have any questions,
interview.
Yeah, lazima upite. If you have any questions, you can send them to me and then we can do it in the next class.
Perfect.
But you're good.
Yeah.
You're really good. Mbona hata sija download? Ni si mimi na login tu kutoka kwa browser.
Unaweza login kutoka browser. But utapigaje receipt picha na laptop?
Yeah, ananitumia receipt and then mimi na upload.
Oh yeah, only upload.
Lakini si unaweza login hata kwa simu.
Oh yeah,
as long as you have the credential.
Nilikuwa naona nikaa labda wewe uko na teknolojia yenye mimi sina.